I didn't get to read what Magnus said, so let me read that out. Most SMTs will murder you if you don't debuff. I recall my first time trying SMT. If on a translated cart in the early 2000s, and just the power of enemy accuracy down, dodge down, party accuracy dodge up. Gotcha. I barely remember my SMT5 run. But I'm pretty sure I used the full complement of what we had, so... Alright, Machinist time. So I might actually try to do this in a pseudo speedrun. We might try to do a little bit of speedrun here, so... Hey, Chaos Fire, thanks for the raid, welcome in! Welcome in, Chaos Fire, how you doing? Thanks for shouting out Chaos. How are you doing? How was stream? How was 14? We had a good time. Welcome in, I'm Anti-Demonist. I do a lot of Deep Dungeon solo. We actually have just completed our first run, setting up Palidon. And now we're setting up Machinist. So, we'll be here till floor 40. But I hope your stream was good. Doing well, do some random stuff? Hell yeah, random stuff for the win, man. Just go where the wind takes you. Thanks for dropping your crew off, I appreciate it. Thank you for the shout out, by the way, so I appreciate you, man. Sig, I hope you feel better, by the way. You know you're not 100%, so I hope you feel better. The Demi-Fiend, Super Moss, and SMT5 is basically impossible if you aren't... You know, I never got to do that boss. I never got to do that boss. I don't really regret it. I kind of was, like, we were like 120 hours in, so I honestly was looking to just beat the game. And we're playing on hard mode, too. The super boss wasn't a desire for me to beat, and I never beat him, but I can totally see that. But pretty good. Okay, good. Oh my god. Goddamn imp, dude. I hate imps. Imagine a normal but hard still wrecks me. It's the only piece of content in the game that I just let win. Gotcha. Maybe in the future, maybe when like SMT6 shows up, maybe I'll try to do the super boss. I'll be a little bit more I mean, I'm gonna be a little bit more knowledgeable in the game in general, because that SMT5 was my very first Shin Megami. So trying to learn the mechanics of the game, trying to learn all that. Whereas, like, you know, Octopath was my second, so I was a little bit used to the whole vibe of Octopath, and I was ready for that super boss. So maybe I'll do that for like SMT6, where because I know what to expect a little bit, I can kind of build and spend the time doing what I need to do early on. Endgame Luster Candy and SMT is always a gem. Oh, Magnus, you're just you're like, you are definitely up for a challenge, man, so I'm not surprised by that. But I do want to, so what I kind of want to do, honestly, is I kind of want to put my Protomanders in shambles, because I think it would make for a better video, so that's why I'm going to kind of speedrun a little bit. Because we're gonna, so this specific run is gonna lead into doing a time management run. We're gonna talk about how to manage your time, how to manage your Protomanders. So if my Protomanders are bad, that helps people, which is a funny way, but it is kind of true. That's why I'm gonna kind of do a pseudo speedrun here. I keep forgetting Bioblaster is an ability that is on my hotbar. Oh, rip. I do have a site already. I have 3 sites already, so I can probably use one of them. Bum ba da ba bum ba bum. I'll use it now. Sexy landmine, which I'm totally gonna die if I use it. Oh, I have a steal now. I mean, I could maybe do it without dying. I don't know. It's early, let's do it. Cool. The speedrun. With the auto attacks being so low, that becomes such, like, way more viable, you know? There's a Dread Beast. Oh, I see. I gotta be careful. Oh, come on! Don't look this way, dude. I need to go that way. Do you think Machinist is the best class at handling limited or no Protomanders? You know, interesting question. I'm not sure if you watched our buddy Finn Bizal. Finn, I think, did a run 2 days ago where he literally did not pick up a chest on Red Mage, and he got up to, what, 96, I think? I think he did get demi-clones, but he didn't pick up a single chest. He got to 96. Now, that doesn't answer your question. I think Machinist still can be pretty good, though. I mean, if Red Mage can get that far, I think Machinist can do as good, if not better, because their damage is going to be far superior, plus their survivability was superior. So, yeah, I think it's totally... Oh, what the hell did I just pull? The Hawk. Oh god. Alright. You think Machine is better geared? Yeah. I mean, I just don't like speaking without experience, or, like, not knowing if someone did it, you know? So, it's kind of... I just want to, you know, make sure you know it's kind of like theory on my part. But, yeah, I mean... It's been done, or rather it's been tried, so it's probably possible. Bless, got there. Hey Iman, how you doing? Seg very knowledgeable in the game, so I would trust his opinion as well. He loves Eureka Orthos, so he would know. Steal? I mean, I guess I use it now. Tired? I'm doing pretty good. Having so far a successful night. So cannot complain, that's for sure. Oh god! I saw the combo flash before my eyes there. Get pushed into the AoE. You know, that no Protomatter run, knowing that Fang got that far with demi-clones, honestly that's very tempting to try to do on my end. I could give yet another perspective. I don't know if I'll do it soon though, like, I'm literally not in the mood, but, because I want to get back into, like, the Omni grind, but it's a thought. And since you mentioned it too, like, I might consider it pretty strongly. I tried a few weeks ago and died to the second curl. I pulled. I saw you died to execution. You didn't die to me. You didn't die because, you know, you ran out of stuff. Oh man, dude, when you do it again, stream it. Unless you did stream it, but dude, do it again. You're way more than capable of pulling it off. I did on stream, but I started from until last. Oh, okay. Go figure. They say streamer luck, but you know, it's streamer curse, dude. Yeah, the only problem would be like timing. Like take, like, you know, jokes aside, that would be really awkward. If I were to die like really early, because a lot of my runs are kind of like based on the fact that I would clear or get pretty high. So it would kind of suck if I just die early, but who knows? You did Astro. I mean, that's a, as one does when that happens, you know, you go to Astro. It's like Aurora's like, man, I need pot shirts. I'll just do an Astro no sustaining run, because that's the most logical thing to do. Like, what? You did what? Here. I don't think the other pawns are as big of a deal. Gotcha. But did you do it with demi-clones too, or did you ignore demi-clones as well? Because I mean, I did notice that Finn was doing demi-clones. I don't know. Like, I mean, look, you could set the rules however the hell you want. I don't know what kind of rules he set for himself, but with demi-clones, okay. Hey, Cammy, thanks for the 10 months. Thanks for the continued support. I appreciate that. I'm a little concerned about my damage here. I use demi-clone for mine. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious kind of what category you guys were pushing. I guess it's just to ease it in to see how far you can get. Oh, hi. Is that another steal? That is another steal. Okay. Cameo be doing well. Thank you for the support. Imagine aiming out is too high without. It probably covers the. I mean, it probably covers specifically the bosses. That's where I would use it. I mean, of course, you get extra, so you can probably use it with certain floors and stuff. It probably also does It does probably help you in a no items. Like a no items would be probably tricky on Machinist. No item Gloom. You probably want the Demiclone there, so it probably catches a little bit of issues. You just get a bad debuff and it's kind of over. I'm gonna get the steal. Win possible? Gotcha. Have you moved? Behemoth? Dun, 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 Wait, stop! Put the F1 to the... I'm gonna get no items. Watch. Not this time. We got Gloom instead. I didn't hear it. I guess it technically might be possible if you're really good and lucky on blind landmines. Gotcha. I've learned long ago not to rely on luck though, so I guess that's a no. I just killed you. You got my first solo deep dungeon cleared, EO, with the Machinist! Yo, got my first certificate. Nice. Oh, I'm glad. I am so glad that the information helped. Congratulations, welcome to the club. Thank you for sharing, by the way, Shen. I appreciate that. And enjoy that title. Let's go. And we're actually back on Machinist because we're gonna make another follow-up guide, so... Aw, Wallen, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for sniping the new once and future King Queen. Whichever replies. Oh my god, I died of Doga. Chat works. I'm gonna hold my F1s here. Oh, the club. We went from like the epic song into the more calmer song. The reins of my playlist right now. Bless Wallen. Thank you for those continued gift subs to all the gamers that I've been clearing. Hello, little crappies, yeah. Did they put Harvestella music in Spotify? Darabon? Did they do that yet? No idea, but I should check. They have some good stuff. I liked it. Onward! I need more water. Friendly. Stop casting! Oh, whoops. Overcap. Not bad, you. Steal. Good song. Really? I call shenanigans. Yeah. Oh, the exit was there. Okay, okay, I gotta keep the kills a little bit low. Hello friends, how y'all doing? You're gonna bring in the in-game music here. Oh, this Pulse song. I don't have this on my my playlist. Love butts. Those are interesting emotes, but they're kind of cool. They're like high res. It's kind of cool. I was able to pour my water. Speedrun chats. Taking Dogan here. May the butts give you good luck. Well, actually, in this file in particular, you kind of want to see bad luck. Not gonna lie. Bad luck helps more people. Good luck. I'll just get comments of like, "Wow, your run was really lucky." That's what I'll see. Gotta have bad luck. I need to suffer. I told machines for these deep dungeons might be better for me to in the long run. Yeah, because I've had a couple runs where I'm trying to make a tutorial. Like, I remember when I was trying to do the ninja tutorial on Palace of the Dead, I walked in with 3 rages into 191, and then I picked up another one. And I don't like manipulating my run, where we, like, artificially adjust our commanders, you know? I've always kind of been in that belief of, like, you know, this is the run, this is what the run gives you. You know, you play with what the run gives you, but that one in particular was, like, kind of harshly pointless, because it's like, yeah, just pick up Rage's forehead and you can clear. But when you get a run where you're really trying to, like, struggle and it's becoming challenging, that's when people, I think, get a lot more info out of it. The decision-making, so on and so forth. Now, to be fair, I feel like Eureka Orthos is in an interesting position where, I mean, maybe it really does come down to just playing really good, and you can create consistency for the clears, and, you know, maybe that needs to be translated, but I think time will still tell on that one. I think it's true, but I think I'd still need a couple more runs to see that in truth. But I mean, my Proto-Manders have been just, like, straight up very consistent every single run. I'm not dying because my Proto-Manders suck, I'm dying because I'm making bad decisions, or I'm dying to mechanics. That's it. That's a dead Mandy. Alright, so I need to hit ads here, but I will keep going. Before I hit the ads, 2 things that we've announced as of yesterday in Discord. First and foremost, merchandise store. Definitely check it out. I'm gonna be plugging this a lot because it is the personal one. So give it a look, especially for those who just like Deep Dungeon a lot. Also, even equally important, in my opinion, the survey. The one if you've been watching the streams for the past couple weeks, I've been talking about it. I wanted to do a survey to gather everyone's thoughts, and then we'll try to put it together and everything. So first part of that is getting the information. So if you haven't filled that out, or even better, if you have friends that you want to give it to, this is not just for the solo community. This is for everyone. Even if you have a buddy who did it like once or twice, that is exactly who we're looking for to give some comments. So give it some looks, give it some time if you want to do it. Spread it about. Send it to your statics, send it to your FC, send it to your discords, and spread this thing out as far and wide as possible so we can get more information. We can see, you know, where the community's sitting at. We can see where the general public is with the Eureka Orthos, and then, you know, this is the best way to get a more objective, an objective look at what do people think about this deep dungeon. Hey, I mean, I don't know if anyone else is going to do this type of survey. We certainly will, and I think we're definitely qualified to be able to parse the information and output something that is understandable and, you know, objective. So, you know, give it some thought. Check it out. Check both links out. Would very much appreciate it. We will continue into 11. I will take a restroom break. I don't know. Maybe I won't take a restroom break. I'm going to just keep going to 40. But for now, we're going to keep going. So BRB in 3 minutes for those seeing ads, and then we'll step into 11. So thank you guys. Kill the music here. Eat some food, and let's keep going. Oh, didn't do that right. If this was a speedrun, that's a time loss. I will strength, but I will not. The hell's the chest? Bum, 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 bum. No luck. I was only 85? I just realized that. I mean, I was only 84 when I actually got to the boss. That's pretty funny. That's the lowest level I've been, I think. Alright, where are these little droplets facing? Got it. Bum 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 bum. I'm gonna chill here. I think he's facing to the right, the Spirulina, but I also now have to worry about. Well, actually, he went across field. Okay, well, I can get through. No ricochet. Okay. Welcome back from the ad, guys. Thank you for that. Harry the Fridge! I get 23 months. I appreciate the continued support.
Hog MCH run, let's go.
Yeah, we're like 20th Machinist run. We're back on it again for reasons. Not just doing it for funsies, but we have reasons we're on this job. But welcome in. Thank you for that continued support. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well, man. I can't believe it, and continued streak, so it really means a lot that you've maintained the support, so thank you so much for that. What's the reason? We're going to be doing... No, it's not a secret. We're going to be doing a Proto-Mander time management guide on Sunday. At least we're going to set up the file now to make it. So it'll be a guide format, but more specifically about how to get through with good time and all that fun stuff. So... because it is something that has been like very much requested by like lots and lots of people. So I am going to provide it. At least I'll try my best to provide it, you know, you never know, but I'll try my best. Huh. Glad I used the fortune. Makes sense, the dungeon feels like you actually need it even on DPS. Yeah, it's just been a lot of people asking about that. Like, biggest question was like, man, how are your power-ups so good? Like, mine are trash. And it's like, well, I guess we can talk about that. Because the thing is, like, my guide that I put out there, that's up right now, it's mainly discussing enemies and rotations and bosses and stuff. Like, hey, this is what this guy does. This is what this guy does. Like, it's all about that, but it's not really talking at all about why I'm using a Protomander here. You know, why am I doing this? Why am I executing this strategy? We didn't talk about that. Like, they didn't have time to talk about it. But now we will focus in hard on that, where we don't really talk about the enemies. Like, if you want to know about the enemies, check the other one. If you want to know about how to get through the floors and, you know, that way, then you'll do this one kind of thing. So, that'll be Sunday, but we're setting up the file today. Today is setup day. We set up Paladin, so Paladin is once again good to go for Thursday. So I'm hoping that I will be able to finally finish out Paladin. It's been kind of a cursed job for me. We failed Paladin like 4 times already. One time was because I literally looked at chat and died. The other time was I died on 39 because I tried to do a big play and I failed it horribly. And then the third time was my internet decided to take a rest for 15 minutes, so, you know, never a good time in the middle of Deep Dungeon on 72 when your internet's like, you know, today's a good day to not work for 15 minutes. So hopefully, we will finally finish it. Yeah, it's cursed. Hey, it's content too, right? An excuse for content. Who can argue? Oh, do I have to do it again? People get to watch it again? Alright. Yeah, I gotta fill like 2 years on this content, man. So, you know, whatever excuse I can get, kind of whatever natural excuse. I'm not gonna manifest, you know, random stuff to get more content, but whatever. What did I find you? You know how much Twitch chat loves watching the videos beat up and hard? Yeah, and I was just talking about it earlier. You know, someone was like, hey, good luck on the run, good luck on your drops. I'm like, you know what, actually, it's better if I don't have good luck, because it helps you guys out. You know, you learn more when I'm challenged. So maybe I shouldn't have good luck. And it's fair. I think me having an exceptional run with exceptional RNG helps no one. I mean, I guess it's entertaining, but it doesn't really help anyone, you know? If they want to learn how to get through on their own runs, that's not what you want to get. Get RNG is not the answer. This is such a good song, dude. I'm dying? Dying? Oh, I'm still dying because I didn't get a potion off the wall. Why? I still need another kill. What is this? Let's try. We all know how many. Oh, I read that. Let me kill this. Go aggro. I'm going. I could check chests, but I'm gonna go for time. I don't need to care about time, but... Wow, near back-to-back, huh? My playlist is really weird sometimes. 160 songs in the playlist. Play similar songs back-to-back. How to beat EO, step 1, hope the RNG is on your side, step 2, if no RNG, go... Step 3, hit buttons. YOLO hit buttons. Step 3, play. Sub-Zero get good. Damn, Falca. Mean. You know what? And yourself? I have 150 songs, and it sometimes plays multiple versions of the same songs in a row. That's so funny. Darabon, best thing. This was like a total Gamba playlist scenario. I had a nightly playlist that had, I think, about 190 songs. And you're familiar with the Final Fantasy 13 2 tracks, right? The dynamic tracks there. We had conversations with that. I had I think the name of the song was Eclipse, is the name of the song. And on the original soundtrack, the songs that went from like the neutral version into the aggressive version, they linked together. Like they cross-faded in the CD. Like if you had the actual CD and stuff, they would actually come together without a break in between the song. So I remember sleeping one time, and it was the song Eclipse that was playing in the thing, and I woke up, randomly wake up, it's like, okay, whatever, I'm trying to get back to sleep, and I hear Eclipse playing. And it plays the original, like the neutral version, the non-dramatic one, the non-aggressive version. And as it gets into the end of the song, it transitions exactly into the aggressive version. I'm like, oh my god, did it seriously just do that on my playlist of 180 tracks? Like, this is the coolest thing ever. And I always randomize my stuff too. And it's an iPhone, or rather an iTouch, so you know that the playlist will go through the entire playlist randomly until it plays everything. Unlike my current playlist where it'll totally repeat songs all the time. So it was just one of those moments of like, damn, that's so cool. And we already heard this song. It's like a super geek moment, you know? Okay. Speaking of repeating songs. Oh, all my storms are in, so I probably would use one now. Not now, but I'll probably use one eventually. That happened to me on stream, but with Parallel World. Oh yeah? Oh, that's so awesome! God, like, it was already cool enough that they did that on the OST, but for it to like, seamlessly go from track 1 to track 2. But to hear it like that, it's awesome. Maybe it, like, makes you appreciate those tracks so much more, you know? Like, I prefer listening to playlists completely random. I don't know how you guys in chat are. This has always been, like, an interesting topic to me. And I've had variants of different views. I prefer listening to music completely random, because I do not want to know what the next track is. Because it makes me crazy knowing that, track 1 is followed by track 2 is followed by track 3. Like, it's in my head. So I'd rather not know, so I can be surprised every single time. Now, the only exception to that is if I'm playing almost like an electronica CD. Like, I've had a couple where they will, like, transition from one song to the other, so it makes more sense to play it in a row as opposed to playing it randomly. And that's like the only exception I give it, where, okay, I gotta play this like in order, otherwise I don't enjoy it as much, kind of thing. I don't really know what I'm doing with this treasure room. Funniest moment when I was wondering why Frog's theme was playing a lot on stream, so I reshuffled. Next song was Frog. They just wanted to play that song for you, damn. Do I actually have an entry? Do I actually have a way out? Gotta dread what happens. Wow, 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 okay. Gamer. Get wrecked, treasure room. I will use the storm. Let me go this way first before I proceed in that room. Depends what I'm listening to. It says Cloud. I'm like something Green Day, American Idiot, and 21st Century Breakdown since the album tells the story. Yeah, okay, I can totally see that. Maybe even more like musicals, right? Musicals make more sense, like in order, because you kind of follow you follow the sequence of how the musical goes. Okay, I can totally see that. Yeah. Oh, whoops. Well, imagine having pox. Couldn't be me. Imagine not targeting this Orthos soldier. Okay. I'm dying. That's it. Rigged. Been seeing more deep dungeon groups in Party Finder lately. Really fun playing with it. Yeah? Maybe they've gotten better, huh? Maybe they're just better. Better gamers. Good old feast music. Oh, hi, Witching. Hi, time to Lethargy. Hey, Nash, how you doing? Good? Awesome. What's the setup file setting up for? So Paladin is setting up for first time clear, because it's been cursed. I failed 3 times for a multitude of different reasons. Machinist is setting up for a guide. We are setting up for another guide on Machinist. It is going to focus in on Proto-Mander management and time management. We've done so much Machinist, but we're not done yet. Is everyone here? I need to get that seal. Can I get that seal? So Sunday will be the Machinist file, and then Thursday will be the Paladin file. I just play Rhythms for Healer in random groups if you used to get... Hey, that's fair. I think I would do the same thing, honestly. I probably would just do the same thing. Come on, everyone. Gather together like a family. Oh, that is not a landmine. Oh. Well, we've been fooled. I'm gonna fortune. We'll just do backup chat. Why did I think that was a landmine? Hello? I'm drunk, that's why. Maybe I was just willing it to be a landmine and it wasn't. I'll do the... Wait, actually. Why Machinist over the other jobs? Machinist specifically because it is by far the most popular. It has the most clears. I think it still does. So it's going to be the most popular pick. Now, I think also Eureka Orthos is in an interesting situation where in all honesty, I think the information will carry over to the other jobs because there isn't too much of a difference between the job rules, unlike the other deep dungeons. So my logic is I'll pick the most popular and then we'll put it out there for the most popular. And again, this is more like the objective popularity, you know? Like, I think other jobs probably are a little bit more fun, but I'm going by numbers right now. And getting my title on Machinist, I definitely prefer. You know, between those two jobs, I hate to say it, but I actually really prefer Machinist over Red Mage, and simply because I have more fun on Machinist, and I was a little bit disappointed with the Red Mage run, personally speaking. It just wasn't... It wasn't what I thought it would be, and it wasn't hitting the itch that I love the dungeon for on Red Mage specifically, so it was kind of upsetting, honestly. But, you know. Okay, it happened. Machinist is just very strong in here. It really is. Oh, you went for a timeout. Okay. Hey Blank, how you doing? Okay, multiple debuffs. This song did play, I think, earlier, but it's Octopath, so we played again. No, actually, I don't think it did. This is Battle Theme 3. Oh crap, the exit's there. Right. By the way, when we get to when I do the tutorial guide, we're not doing this. Hey, when you do Machinist, just do this. It's not that bad. Yeah, not really suggested. We're doing this because I just want to go faster. That's it. No other reason other than wanting to go faster. And I've gotten some practice now doing this speed run, so this kind of just will refine the that kind of skill set for me to get more used to this. So if I ever want to go even faster, like the speed run from Machinist is definitely something that I will strongly take into consideration doing in the future. That was fun. Try to do the speed run here. Yeah, I definitely wasn't as good as some of the other guys, but I'm also not conditioned for it. You know, I need time to learn it and prog it and all that stuff. But it was a good experience. We got when we did the speed run last week, 2 weeks ago, we got 5 hours 21 minutes was my PB. That's pretty good. I went from 5:34 to 5:21, and I was happy with that. You know, even though it was just a little bit of an upgrade, I was proud of it. Still things I can get better, but I'll take it. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm just gonna take this guys. That was worth it. Hello. I have full raising again. Today is the day for raising. Oh my gosh, I got full raising on Paladin, I got full raising on Machinist. Dang. Getting too lucky, have to restart. Yeah, you know, right? You're not wrong, Slow Dancer. Need to make it up. Need to make it good for the viewers. Uni, I'm dying. Save me. Thanks, Uni. Appreciate it. Hey, my Fox is gone. Let's go. Time to really ramp up the damage. Wait, no, this is the other one. Verta. I honestly wish they would just give up with the dumb atypical time sync before you can do real attempt in Deep Dungeon. It makes my mates not want to do them at all. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that, you know, you have to go through the grind to set up. I mean, hey, at least they mitigated the amount of potions you need for a solo run. I mean, I guess it sticks with the original lore of how the place work and all that stuff, its own leveling system, blah blah blah. Also, I mean, it does put a time sink. I mean, you do want to kind of have a little bit of a time sink so people can play it, but you're not, I mean, I could take that point where it's like, okay, well, if it's too much of a time sink, they don't even get into it to begin with. So I guess you gotta pick and choose how you want to do it. That's fair. I'm not gonna lie, like in my opinion, Verda, in terms of like when we were kind of racing for World First in a sense, that was the biggest concern. What is the fastest method of leveling the Aether? And then what to start? Like, you know, where do I start with the Aether? Of course, I learned the hard way that I shouldn't have started at 65 or 60. But yeah, that does make it a little bit interesting. But I think if anything, it's a little bit more leaning onto the party though with the Aether Pool, because you can clear low Aether Pool on a party, which adds to the challenge. So like, you know, if you're a party going in for the first time and you're getting stuck at a certain point because everything's hitting too hard, well, you just level up a little bit and you're there. Like I don't think they designed Deep Dungeon where a party is supposed to clear with 99.99. I think on average you can probably clear with like 40, 50 with the full team. I mean, you can probably, I think teams did clear like first go in at 0-0 and just climb up. So it's designed to add that difficulty, and then you kind of get the roguelite feature in that sense where, okay, we're not quite strong enough, except we go back in, we're going to be where we left off, and then we'll get stronger kind of thing. But then for solo, it's a lot different. You know, like you should have 99.99, otherwise you're really putting a detriment in your solo attempts. But I don't really think they designed it around solo, they designed it around both of them. So it makes for an interesting kind of thought process of how to balance all of it together. I think if you're talking about this content being strictly solo, then for sure. I mean, you shouldn't start, like, either you can clear it with a lower armor and design it around that, or you don't make the grinds as much. But it is kind of designed around party, so A good challenge to start at 0-0 and try to finish in one run without upgrades, you're fine. In a party, yeah, for sure. But the entry level for solo, I think the entry level for solo is a lot better, especially, I think, at least in the past, more the complaint was, the potions, right? Oh, you gotta get like 300 to 400, and that was daunting for people. Like, even if you have armor, you have to get these potions, and then sometimes you go through a run and you don't have any more and you have to refarm it. So the entry level for that was tough, but it's still way better now. And I think I hear a lot less people complaining about it, which is good. But, you know, it's hard to get kind of the perfect balance of everything. Something's gotta be there, so it adds to it and stuff. But it's fair. You know, I won't press ads here. Let's not do ads. I can do another set. We'll do one more set of ads after this floor. So let's go right into the next floor. No ads here. Because my pre-rolls are good for 30 minutes too, so let's go right in. Oh, classic. Shining the whole day. Oh, why am I opening a bronze chest? I shouldn't open a bronze chest. Wait, there was a chest there and I didn't check it? What? Hello? You must have dropped something. Oh, come on, are you kidding me? I could have just looked at the time. If I love double poison. Oh, freezing. Good points, to be honest. Maybe they are necessary after all. I mean, it's fair. I mean, I think at least for the future Deep Dungeon, you're probably gonna expect an aetherful thing. I kinda hate that they would make it where, like, you're supposed to solo it less, but, I mean, there could be better ways to level it up. It's at least good that you have the guarantee of the 21 to 30. You know, you can get a +1/+1 guarantee. And man, you don't have that in Palace. So, like, you know, Palace in itself is a lot harder to get the armor up. But at the flip side, it's a lot better in the sense that you don't have to worry so much about having capped. I mean, you shouldn't try to solo Palace with capped as your first time anyway, because I think it's just a little bit too much effort put into it. In Eureka Orthos specifically, I recommend at least 75, and that should be fine. If you start with 75, you should be good to go. But Palace and Heaven on High, you can definitely go like 60, and be fine by the time you need it. Tsukiyomi. I will use that flight right away. I like the fact that DD uses the Aether Pool since it makes it more even. Yes, that is true. I mean, that's the big plus side, is that you don't have to worry about BIS, you don't have to worry about outside gear. You can be literally naked, you can be a casual gamer who never farmed raiding gear like me, and you're in. All you gotta do is do the farm. So I guess that's the other way of looking at it. that this system needs to exist for like a level up type of thing, where instead of crafting your own gear or doing content for your gear, you just do this one and you get it in. But I mean, it's still fair. It could be executed a little bit better, but you know. I need to force the play here. I mean, I think, like, I'm still kind of thinking like the initial process of getting it first, right? The starting point, getting through that hump of starting from 0 and getting it up. I think the process could be a little bit better somehow, some way. Maybe a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more exciting, a little bit more different. Because a lot of times, once you get there, you get to go. You know, that's it. You get to go. You don't have to really worry about it. I mean, if you're going for achievements and getting the weapons, you know, there's ways to do it that at least doesn't feel so bad. Them putting power-ups in silver chests definitely help, especially with match party, because people are not skipping silver chests like they are in Palace Dead. Can Witching miss out on blind forward? Witching can never miss. Nope. And second to that, you can't miss with a Dread either. A Dread will not miss on a blind forward. I don't want to pull the Ortho Knight. Trying to figure out how I died despite throwing Witching. Witching has a delay. It's not an instant. It's not an instant thing. It does have a range as well, so you could have been too far. But it does have a delay. If an ability goes off while you're doing a Witching, you can still die even if the Witching goes off. Something Final Sting me while an Imp. I probably got it off before. Oh god, you probably got it off before you got the Witching off. Especially because Final Sting has a delay on its activation, so... So, like, you did the Witching as it's casting Final Sting, there's a very high chance that it gets it off before it registers the Final Sting. Like an extremely high chance. It's part of the game. Honestly, you know, you can look at it as a annoying lag latency type of thing, animation lock, but the game has animation locks all over the place, so you kind of have to plan for it in a way. You have to kind of adjust to it. It's almost like the same with Benediction and Hollow Ground. I mean, it sucks when that thing happens late, when it's very common for it to happen late, but everyone has to suffer from the same issue with those things, so it happens. Dude, I've died from Witchings all the time too, because I don't react fast enough, and I know it. Like, there are times when I just know it. I'm like, yeah, this did not happen fast enough. I need to do it like a second earlier and I'm okay. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're not talking of something that is RNG. Well, in this case, like again, the usage of the animation log, they're not RNG. It's consistent every single time, unless your internet happens to not be consistent. Yeah, you play around it. You try to react fast enough or something like that. Oh, Onion. Damn it. Just get good RNG, they said. He's my weakest boss. Yeah, I mean 100 is tricky. Once you get it down, you get it down, but that is a tricky boss. You got the right attitude, man. Oh, I need to kill something. Hey, don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Good work. He moved, but he moved late. Are the 3 deep dungeons very different from each other? Yes. Well, I would say EO is certainly very different from Palace and Heaven on High. I think Heaven on High and Palace are close, but there are differences to the game mode. If that makes sense. But EO to Palace and Village to Heaven on High, very different. Very, very different. So, like, lots of differences. I mean, you have the level cap that's a difference, you have what the enemies do are different, the Protomanders and the Pomanders are different, power-ups, so on and so forth. Like, there's a lot that are different from them. So, you know, it becomes an interesting talk about what is harder, what is easier. Because, to me, you can compare difficulty to something that's very similar to each other, right? You know, is normal harder than extreme? In terms of not this game, not this game. Well, yeah, you can kind of do it with this game, but like, let's just take like Metal Gear Solid, right? Is normal harder than like extreme? Well, no. You know, what you gotta do isn't. But in this, because it's essentially ramping up the difficulty of the same exact game mode, and you're ramping it up, so obviously it's harder. But in here, like, it's hard. It's like you're not really ramping up the difficulty. You're changing the aspects of what is involved. Like between Palace and Heaven on High, in Palace of the Dead, your difficulty that a lot of people will say is it's 200 floors. You have Behemoth, and the bosses are harder. Like, that's what's much more harder in Palace. Whereas in Heaven on High, you're dealing with much easier bosses, but the enemies are hitting you way harder. You have less floors, but yeah, it's the enemies that are kicking your ass in there. And then, not to mention, you have the Magicites in in Heaven on High, where that doesn't even exist in Palace. It's hard to kind of do that one-to-one comparison of what is actually more difficult, etc. But different, yes. Alkaline, hello, how you doing? Welcome in. And by the way, since we're on the topic, I want to plug the survey that I am conducting in terms of Deep Dungeon. That is not how you spell survey. GG. We are conducting a survey of exactly that thought process of like, hey, what do you think about Eureka Orthos? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's more difficult? And you know, I'm going to be working on those results sometime in the next couple of months once everything is in. Ideally after Raid comes in. Once the Raid tier happens and everyone's busy with Raid, that's probably all that's probably all people are gonna, you know, remember from Eureka Orthos in this patch. So I'm waiting till then to kind of start looking at it, but the survey has nearly 400 responses so far. Lots of people have been participating, and I've been sifting through a little bit of what's been talked about, and it's really a mix. So many people have very, very different opinions, and it's great. Yeah, and I hope, you know, down the line, Alpha Squid, you know, maybe if you're still curious about your question that you just asked right here in a couple months, you know, you're still around and you want to know, hopefully I'll have a more objective answer from the community, not just my own personal thought process. And I think it's going to be kind of cool. Like, you know what is the coolest thing I saw in some of the results that we had? I asked the question in the survey. Do you think Deep Dungeon is going in the right direction or the wrong direction, right? Do you think Eureka Orthos is the way to go for Deep Dungeon 4, or do you think they should change it? That was my question. The first 4 responses. First 2 responses. Wrong, wrong. Next 2 responses, right, right. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be awesome. Just to see, like, where people stand on the thing, you know? People think it's great. Other people think it's horrible, and I've heard it from other people talking, from my buddies talking it, from the community talking it, with so many different opinions. and I really want to see what is going to be the majority. Of course, you know, it's not really the majority. I mean, 400, you know, against 14 million subs is not really the majority, but I think it's still going to be valid to see it, you know, live. So I'm going to have fun with the results. But I will say, looking at it as well, staying on the survey, what does seem a little unanimous in a way, like it's far and away the majority. Most people think of the 400 responses up till now that POTD is the hardest defension, and EO is the easiest. That is based on the survey. You know, but I can actually use like facts and stuff to back my thought process there. But yeah, they by far think it's harder. And what Eminent said, what you just said, that is what a lot of people said. Just because it's 200 floors, like no other reason, no other strict explanation. It's just because it's 200 floors. So it's fair, completely fair. Yeah, and I get it. It's completely understandable. Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, hearing it in that type of survey, you know, is so cool. To see, like, objectively, to see, okay, it really is just the difference right there. It's a lot. It's a lot more, you know, it's a lot more chances for you to make a mistake. And especially in this content where one mistake ends it. Why are the treasure rooms on the exits all the time? What is up with this? You're getting it out of the way from me, aren't you? You're making sure I don't have it in the future, that's what you're doing. Case in point, I lost my run in 109, so if it was 7 or high, I would have won. Yeah, I mean, if you're just looking on a floor basis, that is not wrong. That's not disputed. For sure. It scales differently. It does scale differently, that's right. You know, 109 is not going to be as hard, or rather, 91 is not going to be hard as 91 Heaven on High. That's completely right. Please don't aggro. I don't have time to deal with this. Godzilla, thanks for follow. One would assume it's like a 15-hour time sink for a beginner at least to clear POTD, so it makes you more nervous on later floors, Heaven on High. Yeah, I mean, even more simply, Verta, even more simply than that. Is that another treasure room? I didn't ask for a scoring run, I asked for it. No, whatever. Even more simply than that. The fact that Palace of the Dead solo will more than likely take you 2 days, and Heaven on High can realistically take you 1 day. That alone is also like kind of a big deal, right? So you know what? I'm just gonna do this. I have no idea what's doing that, but I'll just do that. So. Why didn't Chainsaw kill everything? What? My biggest problem in EO is how much of a slog the first sets are. Oh, I went to the exit. That's convenient. I'm gonna go to the treasure room first, though. Let's check that. Here we go. Clear last night, by the way. Hey, hey, Juichi, congratulations, welcome to the club. Yeah, no, that's been the biggest complaint. I have not read... So I had a section in the survey. Yeah, what's up, Luna? I had a section in the survey that said, what did you like from Eureka Orthos, and what did you not like from Eureka Orthos? And I'm sure I'm just gonna see a lot of people saying, the first floors suck. And that has been the biggest complaint of, like, everyone. They hate the first 40 or the first 30. Yeah, that's why you're seeing me do these kind of wild runs right now, because... these wild pulls, because honestly, it makes it more entertaining for me to execute. Like, okay, well, it's not as much of a slog if I'm doing this. I mean, look at our time. We're 20 minutes in. I'm almost out of here. And that's nice, you know, so... Machinist? Yeah, Dad. I love you guys mentioning Finn and Meiji. Alright, E-Man, thanks for being here. Good night, good morning to you as well. Hey, thanks, Wallen. As always, man, I appreciate you, dude. There's something positive from EO. I like the bosses here. Yes, absolutely. And again, that is probably going to be the common one as well. People are going to like the bosses, and I like the bosses a lot. I think it is definitely in the right direction for the bosses. I think they should still be more. Is that another treasure room? Are you kidding me right now? And that's the exit. Okay, well. You know what? Exits. I'm gonna wish her. I want to drop 3k points before good and bad. Hey Luna, good to see you as always. Have a wonderful sleep. Hello? Hello, Jed Beast. Just didn't like that you more or less needed a storm to pull. Yeah, Kirker, I agree with you. In solo, I wish there was more of something of value to do it on, you know? I'm changing the music here. We're gonna do a boss thing here. So we'll go with the epic critical clash 2 on this boss. Do they mix Lust and Rage? Yep. Oh god, come on out of here. Yep. The Dread that I was using is a mixture of Lust and Rage, that's right. Tiamat. Yeah, it's Tiamat. Well, it's a clone of Tiamat, to be specific. Is Machinist also the preferred job for Pure 2D? It is, I would say it still is. It was definitely the most popular in Shadowbringers. It had the most clears on, like you can't even refute it. I think it's still really good. It's definitely gotten better in Endwalker. I think Warrior is getting a little bit more popularity. I think thanks to Finn on that one, since he brought out a tutorial for Warrior. So a lot of people have gotten clears on Warrior. But I think all of the tanks in Endwalker have definitely gotten some love. They're a much better situation than they were in Shadowbringers. So, but I think Machine is still kind of the best in terms of numbers. Objectively speaking, in terms of clear count, you know, Machinist is probably still the one you see most people getting clears on. And in Eureka Orthos, that is like, it was hilarious to see it. I was shocked that Machinist kind of became the popular one. I mean, at the end of the day, it obviously made sense because it was popular in ballads, but think of it this way. When we had like the solo count to like 500 clears, and there was a tracker that was keeping track of the amount of clears because we can see like the top 25. 500 solo clears. Like 250 of them were spread about like all the 18 other jobs. And like the other 250 was just Machinist. And it's like, okay, well, I guess Machinist is the favorite. And this was early on, before like guides and stuff were really coming out. It's just everyone gravitated to some Machinist. But I think someone made the point, and I think Machinist, people knowing Machinist was a good job for Palace, and honestly, it wasn't a bad choice in Heaven on High. It just was overshadowed by Tank in Heaven on High, especially because the enemies hit you like a truck. You know, that leans harder into Heaven on High with the tanks, but yeah, people like news spread on Machinist. I mean, World First was Warrior, so no, and Machinist did clear day 1, but World First was Warrior. I think World Second was Dark Knight. So is Machinist definitely want to bang my head on that in the next patch when I get the clear. I guess it helps that autos don't. Yeah, exactly. Mimics. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No crit autos. Yeah, that. I mean, the kiting is already strong. The kiting is already strong with Machinist in this content. So the fact that now you don't even have to worry about like dying from auto attacks, it's just, you know, it's just surviving. Exactly. 100% exactly. I'm gonna hit ads here, but I'm gonna keep going. So give me 3 minutes, and then we shall continue. Again, we have made a couple announcements as of yesterday in Discord, and we'll do it today. The merch store. It is Deep Dungeon related. It is you know, you'll only see it on our channel here, but it is Deep Dungeon related. It is channel related. It's related to me saying welcome to the club. So it is club t-shirts, and any purchases will support myself. It will also support the artist. So definitely take a look if you're interested in having some Deep Dungeon gear. And then also, we've been talking about this. It's been the topic past couple minutes about what you think about Eureka Orthos. If you have some thoughts and you haven't dropped it into that survey, I'm gonna have that survey available until Savage comes out, or until 6.4 comes out, because everyone's gonna be focused there. It's gonna be dumb for me to be like, hey, you know, I know you're gonna do Savage in like, you know, 12 hours, but hey, what do you think about Eureka Orthos? It's like, I'm not gonna get a response. So I'm gonna get it now. I'm gonna spend 3 weeks getting it, and then I'm going to take the time while you guys do raid to look at the results, because I'm not doing raid. When you guys are playing, you know, the 3rd tier, I'm probably gonna be playing Honkai. So I'm kidding. I'm gonna be in Deep Dungeon, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So filled out the survey 2 days ago. I died in 99 at the time, but nothing really changed except me clearing. Definitely still feel the same. Can't wait to, yeah, it's been, the results have been so interesting. I'm actually, maybe in about a week, I'm gonna start putting it on Twitter and the Discord, Juchi, about like what are the preliminary results. I don't know how much you heard of me say it, but like, you know, the one about, actually, let me just take a look at some highlights here. Because I can see them, but I don't want to kind of publicly show them, because there are responses there. I don't want to, like, you know, put someone on blast when they made a, you know, a very opinionated thing, and they only want, you know, like myself to see it, etc. So I'm not gonna put people on blast like that. And also, I might bring this to Reddit. I'm still debating on that, but I might make a separate survey, same exact questions, but then to collect from Reddit, because I think the audience will be different. I think what we have now are the people who watch the channel, the people who keep up with like Twitter and stuff, probably some friends who've been spreading them out, so people who are engaged with Deep Dungeon. But then interesting enough is that in this survey, even though we spread it about the Deep Dungeon community, there are more people who have not soloed than there have been soloed. It has, of 386 responses, 200 have not soloed EO, and the other half have. And the bigger one that I see here is, of the 400 responses, 80% of people want to go back to the old one, and while the other percentage did not. That's interesting. And I mean, that was kind of what I thought that would lead into, that people would want to try the older ones or take a look at the older ones, and that is a larger percentage. And considering that 400 people said, of the like half of them said they'd never soloed EO, you know, cleared soloed, but they still want to try the old one, is interesting. Okay, what else is a highlight here that I can at least share? Yeah, the other one was the fact that over 57% currently think Palaces... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Over 57% think that the variety of strategies from Palace of the Dead and Heaven on High is superior to what EO provides. 30% people think they like the way EO feels, where there's a lot of similarities between the job execution and strategies, but more people like the variety that Palace and Heaven on High provides. And then yeah, the one that stood out for me too was that over 60% feel that that Palace of Dead is the hardest. And more people actually think that they can't even say for sure. Like, they're not sure which one is the hardest. That is a higher percentage as well. But yeah, those are the highlights from the graphs that I see. I mean, the responses I haven't sifted through yet, but it's very interesting to see this. I think it's a really nice, true kind of case study, or rather information gathering, what people think. A lot of it I'm not surprised. But it's interesting to see it in like real time, you know. So, all right, I gotta push out the ads 3 minutes, but I'll step into 31 plus, and then this will be the last floor we'll do on stream. So thank you guys at the moment for watching, and I shall catch you whoever's seeing ads in 3 minutes, and thank you for that. So BRB. Let's continue. Paladin is at 41. Bless. I actually made it to 41. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna open with a flight here. Ortho bugs in my way. How would you feel if the dev team went back and bumped POTD and Heaven on High to max solo by 10? Like, so I would hate if they changed the original version of it, Juachi, and we never have access to what it originally was ever again. Now, something that I've thought about, and something a lot of people have expressed as well, the idea of an Unreal Palace or an Unreal Heaven on High. So you still have the original, but then you have a version that is like level cap. I would absolutely love that. You know, how is my 90k gonna play in Palace with all the adjustments? I would, that's just way more content for me. But to change it, you know, like to completely take the foundation and completely change it and overhaul it, I think that's very dangerous. You know, I think you should never do that. I think Palace and Heaven on High and Eureka Orthos to some extent, I think they should be preserved as it is right now, forever. Now, small changes to EO. You know, I think they should still change the beginning sets. You know, small, tiny adjustments are perfectly fine, but in essence, like how it is now, I think it should never change. Because then you feel bad, right? It becomes that meme of like, oh well, I did it when it was harder, right? And you can't stop people from thinking like that, but it's such an annoying point to be taken. Because it's a fact. It just sucks that it has to be a fact kind of thing. Like, Palace and Heaven on High have rarely been adjusted, at least at its core. You've had job adjustments that have affected the content. That's different. That's uncontrollable. That's literally, like, you know, literal collateral damage. How they adjust for raid is what affects the other one. That is just the nature of I guess, MMO. But, you don't want to change the foundation. Because I think that is the biggest draw of the content. Like, you're getting a lot of people now, the old farts of Deep Dungeon, that are now returning to Palace. And it's like home, right? It's like I said it in my tweet today. You know, I'm back at 14. We took a week off for Honkai. I'm back home. It's home base. There's a comfort to it. There's a familiarity to it. So for it to change that drastically, it's gonna really hurt, I think, a couple people. You know, like, at least they know, okay, EO sucks. People have expressed, I hate Eureka Orthos. People have said that. Well, you know what? At least you can go back to Palace and Heaven on High, because it's still the same thing. It hasn't changed. You like that one? Okay, it's still there. Enjoy it. So. It's like the main story design reworks for Trust. They just aren't the same. Yes. Yeah, a lot of the dungeons are fixed up to adjust for trusts. I don't know how people feel about that chaos. for that, that's just ignorance. I don't know. I haven't done them because I don't really care. I know a couple of my mutuals on streamers have done them and pointed out changes and stuff like that, but there's something a little bit with the nostalgia of how it used to be and everything. You get it. You understand why the changes happen, but, you know, sometimes I prefer things not becoming easier, that's for sure. I prefer them to become harder, but that's just me. You know, not gonna lie, that's one point with Honkai where, okay, power creeping is really bad for someone playing for free, but at the same time, having this challenge, knowing that, like, okay, well, you better spend money to beat this challenge, and then still having this determination of, like, no, I can do it without spending money. It's kind of nice, you know? Whereas in a game like this, you have to make sure there's a clear rate. You have to make sure people can do the content, because if people can't do the content, they're going to quit your game. You know, that's it. They just stop playing the game. In kind of a little bit of an off point to that topic, but that's why it would have been dangerous if they linked, like, Manderville relics to Deep Dungeon. And that it would have been like a step to do Deep Dungeon, because if you make it a mandatory thing where you have to do Eureka Orthos to do relic, that means they have to make sure people can clear it, which means that it's going to be a lot easier than if it's just literal side content that no one has to ever do and you're not going to miss anything. That's just the nature of the beast. I think that was the biggest issue with World of Warcraft and Torghast, because Torghast was like a weekly requirement. You had to do it to get certain items, so it couldn't be as hard as you wished it to be, because you had to have a clear rate. People cannot go into a content that is like mandatory gear that they cannot clear. It's the balance. It's a tough balance to get it right, to get that right difficulty level that everyone will be happy with, but it's just hard enough. But it has to be pure side content for that to happen. And thanks for follow, Joshi. Once and future king and queen. Wasn't there a relic that had Deep Dungeon for an option? Yes, it did. So, hold on one moment. Hold on a moment. So, okay, you can correct me on this one because I'm not 100% sure. I think, what is it, Heaven's Ward or Stormblood, you had to do the lights, and I think you could get lights in Deep Dungeon. So that could be a one. But the one that definitely exists is the Time-Worn Artifacts and the Raw Emotions. These babies. The Time-Worn Artifacts and the Raw Emotions. That was Shadowbringer Relic, and that was added later into the patch. So originally, you could only do Delubrium Regine to get those items for your relic. And then later, so random, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you can do it in Deep Dungeon. Now, it was faster to spam Delubrium Regine, you know, especially nowadays because you get 3 per run. But, I mean, it was nice to just have an option, you know, okay, well, I hate DR, a lot of people didn't like DR, I didn't like DR, spamming it. I mean, over Deep Dungeon, of course I would do Deep Dungeon. But at least you have this option of getting the items via Deep Dungeon, so, you know. But, again, that's not mandatory, that is an option, it's secondary. So I think that's fine, that's healthy. It adds to that repeatable, okay, I can just repeat this content that's been sitting here, I haven't done it in a while, but I can get the thing out of there. It's like the idea with the Mogul, you know, the Mogul Trove event, that you go back to old content to get the currency. It's the same exact idea there. Hey Tyron! I see a speed. My best Deep Dungeon experience in Heaven Pie is when I used my last purification on a Gloom 97. And instantly stepped on an auto trap and just could watch the pet tree run out. Rip. Big rip there. I keep forgetting to keep Raw Motion Quest open. On the other hand, I have more than enough. Yeah. Oh, dude, look at my time ward, man. I'm so proud about having 994. It makes me very happy and very, weird to have that much. Like, you only need, what's the maximum? Like 245, I think, right? You only need like 245 for everything. So I'm all for having way too much for no reason other than it's just there. Zyron, hope you're doing well, man. And also, like, congratulations to you who you're getting the clears in. You're getting high scores along with that, so good stuff, dude. Keep it up. Love the discussions you guys are having. It's certainly, like, I'm sure it's helping someone out there, and you're getting more people getting into scoring. I think, honestly, because of your discussions with the dudes, I think it's motivating people and teaching people. So, good stuff, man. So I'm gonna just kind of go through the floor almost speedrun like. Again, I kind of want my Promanders, my Protomanders to be a little bit crappy. I don't want them to be fantastic. So I might just kind of get to the ace and leave. It'll kind of make for better explanation. Like, being low on Storm and being low on Dread will be great. It sounds weird to say, but it'll be great. Because we will play, I will play 41 plus like I'm going for a clear, a casual clear, as I call it. So we'll give it our best chance and make it look, you know, this is how I clear. This is how a lot of us try to clear. So do this process, and there you go. You should be all I need. You better be all I need. Oop, I just ran back into that AoE. Good song. You know, this song is played 3 times. I'm not even complaining. Scoring EO is a lot of fun. It's just too bad I have to take a break soon after Salmon Bard. For like IRL reasons, or you out of potions, or. Oh yeah. That's alright. You know, when Blue Mage shows up, you'll be ready, man. When we get that new caster, you'll be good to go. Hey, I'm glad you're having fun too. I mean, honestly, I do feel like part of me, Zyron, I don't know how you feel about this. I don't think it was intentional for them to make the content where they wanted people to score, they wanted people to speed, but I do feel like you can pull more out of EO by doing scoring and speeding. You know, like, it feels like it's kind of like, not that it's meant to be, but it's well catered to it. Because of the limits you need to push. Man, I just would love to talk to the person who's working the Deep Dungeon content. I would love to pick their brain about where their thinking was, what is their plan of action, what did they feel was how they thought the content was gonna be. Oh man, that would be just the conversation of a lifetime, you know? Did you think this is how the community pushing it? Did you think this was what it's supposed to be? You know? God, that'd be such a cool conversation in my opinion. I agree with you, Chaos. Scoring is difficult if you don't pick up Lethargy. Single most important Commander. The Pomander of learning is the one that helps you with scoring. What is this? I don't remember. Oh, it's a witching. I now remember. Had a revelation. Mob damage ends up getting too high otherwise. Yeah, that makes sense. Especially if you're doing the big pulls. Here. Oh, I missed the GCD. Wait a minute. I didn't cite our safety, I'm just running through this floor. I was like, I watched that Darabon video, I know where the traps are, it's okay. 100%. Wait, what, okay, we're just done. And, balance. Oh, he's gonna aggro. Okay, I'll keep holding. Swing first, swing first, swing first, swing first, swing first. This thing actually terrifies me, because I need to remember it's a 50-50 chance. Like, I know what it's supposed to do, but sometimes you make the wrong decision, I'm kinda dead. Okay. You won't get the complete fulfillment from EO if you don't score. Yeah, and it's gonna be really interesting, Zyron. I think scoring will be more prevalent in EO. And I think you're gonna see it on the boards. I think it's really gonna become very competitive on the boards. And I think that's gonna be... That was a dream to see it, you know? People are... Like, 25 plus people are actually trying to push themselves into the boards. And that's gonna be an era, for sure. I mean, it'll force me to have to do it, that's for sure. None about top-end scoring, I just like... It's just like 5-10... Yeah, no, I mean, I think with time... I mean, look, like Zyron, like, think of it this way. I mean, how many people jumped into Palace Heaven on high scoring, right? Like, a lot later into the cycle, like, almost like when EO was coming in. I'm almost certain in the future, a year from now, maybe even 2 years from now, people will be hopping into this content for the first time fresh. They're gonna want to engage into the scoring because they think it's cool, and you'll get more people that are pushing it. And then maybe like in your end, right? That let's say someone kicks your score off. Let's say someone kicks your Dark Knight score off. And you're gonna come out of the woodworks try to get back, and you're probably gonna get more people who are going to do something like that. Like, oh crap, my score is gone. I need to go back. You know, it's almost like the speedrun mentality in a sense. I don't know. Actually, you know, okay, wait. I shouldn't say that because I can't make an assumption on speedrunners. But that was my mentality for Stray. I put up a rank 1 time, and I had no motivation to get it higher. I mean, if no one was beating it, why am I gonna go higher until someone beat it? You know. I think it's more like in a year from now, 2 years from now, you might see it. You might see more people doing it as more people get back into it. Hey, even in 6.5, when we're in that content and sitting for 7.0, people are like, you know what? Actually, I think it's time I do a deep dungeon. Maybe get more. What are you already trying to get me up? Hey, man. You know, that's the nature of competition. I mean, look, I think you've seen it too. Again, at the end of the, like, right before Eureka Orthos, we were seeing a couple gamers come in, like people that we never, you know, they were brand new to the community, but they were pushing scores like crazy. And consistently, you know, Joni, Amber, those guys, those are notable ones that I remember. Akina. You know, those guys have been, at least within a year, a little bit less than that, and, man, all it takes, you're saying 5 to 10, I mean, you get another 5 people, then it becomes wild and crazy. And you might even get like a snowball effect. It's like, wait a minute, this thing is getting competitive, alright, let me try. It could get very interesting, and that's a bit of a dream. I mean, again, it motivates me. I want to be on the board. So people are putting up ridiculous scores on the board while I'm going to have to push and try harder. That's it. End of story. Right now I don't have to. I can sit pretty. I can do like my casual clear and no one's going to kick me off, at least for now. Dude, I always get blind to this floor. So irritating. Actually, you know what? F it. Again, I want my Pomanders in shambles, so this will help. Where's the exit? You have to score a bit now. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a bit. I think a bit is the key word, is the operative word. I'm doing a bit of scoring. And I'm okay with that. Like, I don't do it as casually as I do, like, now for Palace and, like, Heaven on High, where I really just care about the clear. I don't even care what the hell I'm doing. But I do a little bit of care. I should be on the boards with the one I clear. I haven't honestly checked, but I should be okay. Now, let me focus on General Grievous here. 1 second. Out. In. Wish it would tell just the individual where their score lies outside. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, Chaos. I think that's a product of maybe in the original design, they didn't think there would be that many people who cleared. I still think that's a thing. I mean, you have a top 100 for party, but of course it's technically top 25 because it's the assumption that you go in with 4 people. So like 4 people of every party going in top 100, that's theoretically top 25. But for solo, I mean, how long did it take for people to fill out the 25? So, yeah, I too wish that it went further. Maybe it will in the future. I mean, PvP is top 100, you know. So kind of, you know, you don't see why that doesn't happen. Now, of course, they have the server issues, blah blah blah. That's fair, but maybe see it down the line. Who knows? And it sucks because you also can't keep track of it, right? Someone clears, you don't know, like, they don't get on the board because their score isn't high enough. And you feel kind of a little bit honored to make it to the board, so... But, you know, those little changes, Chaos, versus 14, it's tough, because they don't really do those type of things. The one thing I've been complaining about for such a long time is them to increase the achievement for kill count in frontlines. So I don't know if you do frontlines a lot or you know about it. There is an achievement you get for 5,000 kills in frontlines, and it is Hand of Mercy. And 5,000 kills is a lot, you know. Okay, that's a lot of kills. But like, I got that in A Realm Reborn. We are in Endwalker, and I wish at bare minimal I had a counter that would just keep track of my kills endlessly, right? Okay, don't give me an achievement, but at least tell me how many kills I have past 5,000. I could never find out how many kills I have past 5,000. And if I knew that was a thing, maybe it gets competitive, I get motivated to do it more. You know, I would love that, but it's been like 8 years, they've never touched that achievement. So it's just like, ugh. So stuff like that is... I hate to say it, it's just something you're just not gonna expect 14 to do. You know, it's not on their priority list. Hey Sunmia, how you doing? Focusing in hard. Ow, I'm getting lightsabered. Okay, 4 on me. There's another chest here. Yeah, okay, why not? Ult is very good here. You think the amount, or that it's mostly Koreans? What's your statistics telling you? Oh, just getting rid of okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Especially on big pools, I imagine. Big pools Chimera is just not a fun day in the office. And big pool General Grievous, not a good day in the office for sure. Old style, yeah. Giant horns facing at me. Steal? I'll use it later. Transverse out. Triangle in. Sure. Makes my life easier. Oh yeah, that's a steal. Oh, let me kill the enemy first. Angry Imp. Steal. That's a tricky one. I think I aggro. I need a wide angle. Okay, yeah, wide angle there. I think if I went tighter, I think I might have aggroed. Speaking of PvP. Dun, 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 dun. In. Out. Over there, huh? I see mimics, I think. Oh, no knockback. I need that. It's like my second Demiclone. Yeah, it's not a Demiclone. Okay, apparently it's Silver Chest City today. Where's the exit? I see it. I could actually get to the exit without hitting the mimics, but I'm only like 3 kills in, so it should be able to use them. Lethargy? Yeah, that'll help you. Angry Mimic, make sure you watch for its death trap first, because sometimes it'll do it as an altered Mimic. Yep, there it is. Man, it's like I've done this before. Kira! Hey, Kira! While I have a second, I need to wait for my thing anyway. It's Kira. It's our good friend Kira. Oh, you're playing a game. You're playing that game called Honkai. Yo, Kira, welcome in. Kira's community, welcome in. I'm Angela's Demoness. I do a lot of Deep Dungeon in Final Fantasy XIV. And we are setting up some files for future runs on Thursday and Sunday, and we're just about wrapping up today. But I got you for at least another 10 to 15 minutes. But how is Honkai? You caved? Wait, so hold on. If it's okay for me to ask you, is the definition of saying that you caved meaning you're playing the game, or you caved meaning you spend some money? Because I've been seeing a lot of people say that, but I'm not sure what they mean. So, like, your definition? Playing the game. Okay. Gotcha. Because I'm like a little it just confused me a little bit, you know? Because I know some people said they caved because they started spending money. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think it's a mixed bag. I see like some mutuals talking about it. I'm like, do you mean you spend money or do you mean you're playing the game now? Like, you know? I don't know what you mean. But okay. I wasn't going to play because I don't like sci-fi. Interesting. Yeah, see, I love sci-fi. I love sci-fi. Actually, the 3 categories of that game, Kira: space, futuristic space, sci-fi, but futuristic space, anime, turn-based. Those are all my favorites. I'm like, oh well. It actually, for me, it was really more the turn-based. That's the one that really got me. Like, okay, I'm gonna play this because it's turn-based. That's it. But everything else was kind of part of it. If I love though, seeing turn-based and anime, I would have liked about it. Yeah. And I think it does it really well at the moment. You know, I know there's gonna be a little concern about what's the future holds and power creeping. I mean, it's a gacha game. It's a free-to-play game. I think anyone who's done a free-to-play game has some general expectations of the format, but you know what? I don't got another game to play right now. It's really scratching a fun itch for me, and I can't wait to keep playing that game. So I'm gonna enjoy it for what it is. You know, Velocity Gacha. Hey, no, that's fair. You know, there are people out there, Zyron, that they hear the word gacha like yourself, and you're like, nope, not doing it. And a multitude of reasons. They don't like the concept. You know, Meiji, Zyron, she didn't like the company, and that's fair. Like, she doesn't like the way the company's doing things. She didn't like the way Genshin was run. Completely fair. There are people who avoid gacha because they are unable to have self-control. So their answer is to kind of just be like, okay, I'm not going to put myself in that situation. There are other people who just hate the business model because they feel like they're always going to be playing behind if you try to keep it at a low budget or no budget at all. So all of those reasons are very valid. And but you know, I just like that challenge. I play free to play. I like the idea that I'm at a disadvantage, but trying to figure it out is part of the fun for me. So the completely fair, and you know, everyone's gonna be different on that. And gambling and all that stuff is a serious thing. So if you know your limits, you know your limits. The comment system's so cool. It's the only reason I got through a ton of character stories in Genshin. I was a gacha hater that got hooked in Genshin. That's fair. I mean, I was a gacha hater too. Because I played a couple gacha games that were so, like, definitely, like, they just want your money. But Genshin, at least in the beginning part, did it really well. And I think so far Honkai is doing it well, where you feel, you know, maybe it's a ploy and a tactic, but you feel like you have a chance here to be successful if you put the time in. I can put the time in. You know, I think someone who's gonna play like mega casually, that's gonna be tough for them, but I can put the time into this, you know? Yeah. That's still more than I would ever spend, that's for sure. Yeah, You know what, no, that's just I'm not gonna use anything. We're almost at victory, guys. I just feel Genshin has gotten better over time. It used to be way worse in how now the events are very generous. And you know, I gotta think, Kira, that hold on. I gotta think that their experience with Genshin probably is carrying over into Honkai, right? It's gotta be carrying over, and lessons learned are applying, so. So I'm all for a better product. By the way, guys, definitely hang around. I didn't get a chance to shout out Kira. Oh wait, did I? I did shout out Kira. I'm so stupid. Yeah, guys, check out Kira. She's great. I'm like, oh my god, did I shout you out? I better shout you down. Yeah, sorry. Aw, well, it's always a pleasure, and your stream is always so comfy too. You know, I like the comfy vibes, I like the chill vibes. Nothing against the high energy dudes, nothing against them, it's just, you know, it doesn't mesh well with me. So, it's always nice to sit in comfy streams. And you got one on your end. You know what? I think the key is, Tira, is that you're not trying. I think it's natural, right? I think that's the best part. I think you're just natural about it. You're not trying. It's just you, and it feels pretty cool. Yeah, watching a Machinist makes me want to try it out, so... Well, you know, we're back on Machinist again, because we're gonna do another guide. So, you know, this is the popular one, I can't even deny it, you know? Hey, what's the job that's really good in Eureka Orthos? Can't deny it, it's Machinist. I wish I could be like, you know, all the jobs are great, and my usual speech about it, but... And I'll still say that, it's just... It's just... Machinist literally has half the clears, like, it's just... You can't debate that, you know? Yeah, it's ridiculous. And it's just that's just what people fell into, you know, probably, you know, the POTD bets were probably pushing it like that, but what it can do in Eureka Orthos is incredible. That's it. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't think you're getting so much of a difference between the jobs right now, that's for sure. But I think what Machinist has is just really good for this content. Love to clear an Astro. Hey, Astro is, I would say, it's definitely more viable now than it is in POTD and Heaven or High, that's for sure. I mean, just ask Aurora. Aurora for sure had a pretty good time over there and cleared a lot sooner than he did in Palace. just a little bit sooner than Palace. So... God, Octopath music is just way too good. Oh, I pulled Aurora out of lurk. It's up, Aurora. I've done it. I've done the deed. My stream is now complete. Alright, cool. Good. No problem. You know what? Aurora's just waiting for someone to be just lurking and waiting for someone to say that. Machinist's selfish job makes it better for solo stuff. Many of the other jobs rely on other jobs though. Yeah, I mean, that's why, like, Dancer and Bard will never step above Machinist because of that. They're good. Like, their gameplay's the same. It's just you're not going to match up the damage. So on a comparison basis, it's very hard to suggest that Bard and Dancer would be better than Machinist. Because that's a very level playing field, right? Comparing to Black Mage, to Red Mage, to Melee, okay, you got an argument. But Machinist will outplay those. I was about to ask, is it really skewed? You know, I don't know about the numbers anymore, Aurora. What I do remember, is that when the clear count was at like 500, because that was still trackable, right? Because like top 25 all data centers, you had like 500. When it was at 500 solo clears, half of them was Machinist. Like no joke. Like 250 of them was Machinist, and the rest of them was split between the 18 jobs. It's like... it's insane. It's so insane how that climbed so quickly. And you're talking early days. You're talking week 1, week 2. You know, so we're not talking about people who've gone back in and went in Machinist. You're talking about fresh people clearing. You know, new title holders. So... yeah, that's why it's hard for me to refute it. You know, as much as I want to give that speech, every job is good. Do the one that you're good at. And Eureka Orthos, I think, even more so, is it good to take the job that you're good in. Like, it's way better for that. But if you're talking objectively, Machinist just has the clues. Yeah, exactly, Guru. I mean, the Machinist kiting on top of not taking damage is nice. So, anyway, hey guys, Kira and everyone else, thank you for keeping me company. That is it for me. We finished in a pretty speedy time. No mistakes. I didn't die in Paladin. I didn't die in Machinist. So these runs will be Thursday and Sunday respectively. Paladin will come in on Thursday, 41 plus. We'll start at 9 p.m. Eastern. Sunday will be Machinist, and that's a guide. That's the Pomander and time management guide. We're going to cater it to explaining how the hell do I get to 100. And assuming I get to 100, but I'm pretty confident about that. Friday, Honkai. Friday, Mondays are Honkai permanently until 16 comes out, or I see something about Wayfinder. I do not have another game in the backlog that I want to play on stream, or that I can beat before June 20. Well, it'll be like the second week of June, because they're gonna have a free demo for 16, so that's probably gonna be a week before the game comes out, or something like that. So until 16 comes out, we're going Honkai for the Monday and Friday variety streams. So that's what we got. 14 at Honkai. So thank you guys. I appreciate you all being here. Again, first and foremost, the socials are here. Discord, Twitter, all that fun stuff. Definitely keep track of the YouTube. We are putting a lot of stuff up there, and these runs will be there eventually. And the announcements that we had yesterday, we have a merchandise store. If you're really into Deep Dungeon and you like to wear some gear, they are only you'll get it from this channel. Any purchases support myself and the artist. I'm splitting the profits with the artist, so you're just supporting two people on that one. And look, I wouldn't have merchandise if I didn't have an artist, so support your artists, please. Very, very important to support your artists. And of course, if you haven't already, save the survey. If you have thoughts that you want to share about Eureka Orthos, how do you feel about it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? How do you feel about the old ones? We're gathering in. We have close to 400 responses, and that's so awesome. So I'd want to get more. We're going to keep this survey available until Savage comes out. Because once Savage comes out, no one's going to give a shit about Eureka Orthos. That's it. Everyone's going to be Savage. Why am I going to ask people about Eureka Orthos when you're all doing Savage? So we'll get it done now. I'm getting 3 weeks to get all the info. You know, while everyone's like playing Honkai, at least you can remember how the heck you played Eureka Orthos. So, you don't do Savage, but Shalink, we're the cool people. We don't talk about it, but we're the cool people. Okay. All right, cool. Give me your thoughts. It is anonymous. I know Google Forms ask you to put in an email so you can record, but you know you don't have to put a name in. We're just gathering information, so put whatever the hell you feel like. But thank you guys. I'm gonna go find someone to raid out. Ooh, Chila's up. Do we go to Chila? What's she doing? Wait, where is she? She's fighting Ganon with 3 hearts. Ooh woo. I think it's a good reason to go to Cheetah, right? That's enough of a reason. I mean, the ooh woo got me. Like we gotta go say, don't warn her. Don't give her warning. I swear to God, if I'm looking at the chat. If anyone's like incoming, I'm gonna delete you from my community. I'm kidding. We'll go to Sheila. She's doing Legend of Zelda. And she's great. She's been so busy with IRL stuff, and she could definitely use some good vibes. Like her IRL work has been kicking her ass, and you know she just wants a little bit of freedom for that. So definitely wish her some good wishes and make her happy. So thank you. I'll catch you next time, Thursday. We'll continue this for Palace of Dead, for Eureka Orthos. Paladin coming up. I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you. Let's go raid Miss Sheila. Good night.